If you're at a job and you feel empty, if you feel nothingness, or perhaps even you feel rage and anger and frustration, and you're stressed all the time and you can't sleep and you're getting fat and weak and you feel useless and everything is just bleh, down and black and dark and bleak, well, I've got great news for you because we recently posted a video called Retirement is a Lie. And despite how nasty the job you have might seem, there is something important about working, about creating value, about doing something that aligns with your passion. That is the topic of today's short talk. Now, one of the people who watched our video, Retirement is a Lie, responded in this way. Let me read it to you. Stay relevant, inspired, and adding value to others. That's a key idea. Virtual assets are key. Digital asset, virtual assets that do the work and sell for you. So virtual assets are key and can keep growing. So you grow and you should keep growing. I think that's obvious, but the digital assets can grow as well. One of the great things about digital assets is you can create them and then they can work for you. They can sell for you 24/7, 365. So what a lovely comment here. Let's add 3 different points here. Let's really get into the mix. Number 1, value creation in retirement or even at the job that you have now. Now, it could be a job for a small company, a big company. It could be a job or a role or an activity in your own business as well, S Corp, LLC, or otherwise. You could be a freelancer, a consultant, you could be an author. It really doesn't matter. But value creation is the key to staying energized. And I think everyone wants energy and they think they're going to have more energy in retirement. Like, oh, when I retire, I'm going to have more time. Well, if you talk to a lot of retirees, they'll tell you that, yeah, at first I was traveling and I was in a frenzy. But the retirees will also tell you that they started to feel like, just flat and dull and boring. And that's because they were not doing anything with a mission, with no passion. The energy wasn't there because they weren't solving problems, fixing things, doing things, getting involved, building relationships with other people, working on their health. I've said this many times before on the Rhodes Brothers channel. If you're not growing, you're dying. It's a matter of the universe and entropy sticking its claws into you. Entropy is the enemy. Not quite, but entropy is occurring all around you all the time. You are part of the decay, so to speak. But also you are sort of the rage against the dying of the light. So think about this. When you are creating with passion, with a mission, with purpose, you will stay energized. Think about the times where you've applied yourself, your brain power, your energy, your hard work, pounding nails, writing letters, communicating with others, driving somewhere with a purpose, with a goal, not just doing this because you have to, but doing it with purpose, with a mission, with an end point or a goal along the way to something even greater, right? As long as you're working on something, towards something, the energy is there within you, not just in the activity that you're engaged in. In other words, the activity creates more activity. The energy creates more energy. Now, this is before and during retirement. Now, I don't think you ever really should retire because you should always be working. You should always be adding value, always be creating with purpose. Again, at a job, a job, right, for someone else or for yourself. But you should always focus on work. Get up with purpose, with meaning. Do the work. Create the checklist. Get things done. Add things to the calendar. Set appointments to interact with other people, with purpose, with meaning. And it might mean that your work is volunteer work. It's still work, it's still activity, and it's with a purpose for a greater mission, not only a true greater mission, but your own personal greater mission as well. This is key. We must be working with passion and energy if we want to feel passionate and energized. That's point number one. Point number two, virtual assets really are very powerful. Virtual assets, digital assets, one example, just one of hundreds, maybe thousands, would be something like writing a book. Now, everyone has a book inside them. It could be a book about their life growing up, some tragedy, something they overcame, some skills they have, some type of job, some type of activity, in other words, these skills as they manifest, right? It could be something local, historical, categorical. It doesn't matter, but you have a book in you. If you haven't published a book, I'm sure that if you thought about it just a little while, take today and think, what book do I want to write? Well, if you write a book and you publish it, let's just say on Amazon, as a Kindle book. It doesn't need to be a physical book. It could be a Kindle digital book. That is a digital asset. Well, who's going to buy it? How am I going to sell it? Well, Amazon is a buyer's search engine, and you get traffic from search engines. In other words, if you write a book and post it on Amazon, you can get eyeballs and traffic, and that means eyeballs and traffic on Amazon for the opportunity to sell that book. You just need to create the book and publish it. We have different trainings on that, and on the Rhodes Brothers channel, we have information about that as it relates specifically to artificial intelligence, but so much more than that as well. That's just one idea. That's not a pitch for you to buy anything from us, although we do have plenty of products that will help you on your way. We even have a membership that would help you with that. Let me know if you have questions about that. The contribution that you are making is by creating that digital asset, you're helping the world know about you, know what your skill is. You're able to actually put value into the world, and then it can last and last and last. It will never get tired. It never gets old. It's always there, and there's always an opportunity for your book to sell. There's always a chance that someone will find your book and buy it, and as a result, you will help them. Now, if it's a fiction book, you're like, well, how's it going to help them? Well, why do you buy fiction books? Entertainment, right? To change and feel emotions over time, right? That's like anything from romance to science fiction to fantasy, right? Putting yourself in a different place. Just great stories. So fiction, this works for you as well. Nonfiction, of course, it's obvious because it can be things like how to, anything, how to do whatever, how to get a promotion, how to get like a raise, right? How to create a resume, how to use AI, how to find XYZ, right? It could be anything. It's so easy, fiction or nonfiction, it doesn't matter. And again, this is just one example of a virtual asset. You can create many other types of virtual assets. I mentioned we have a membership that's related to publishing books. A membership is a digital asset or a set of digital assets that help you along the way so that you can be successful, make more money, and so on and so forth, specific to Amazon books. But again, virtual assets, digital assets are exceptionally powerful and meaningful, not just to you as the creator, but to those people who invest in your products, who buy or download your materials. It's fantastic. They are real assets, just like buying land or a house or a vehicle, right? Well, maybe not a vehicle, because a vehicle just, depreciates over time. But if you've got assets, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. Virtual assets are especially powerful. I love digital virtual products. So does my brother, Matt Rhodes. All right, and number 3. So listen, staying relevant in this world is very difficult. As you get older, I'm sure you've heard about or you've experienced age discrimination. And in fact, this is interesting. If you really start to ask people about age discrimination, many people do that problem, or they have that problem because it's like a self-inflicted wound. Not always, so I'm not throwing you under the bus, but I know many people who, if I've asked the question over and over in different ways, Like, oh, what kind of age discrimination have you faced? Why have you faced age discrimination? Like, define it, describe it, give me the example, or importantly, the examples. Not a one time thing, but over and over. Like, oh, I was fired. Were you fired because of your age or because your skills became obsolete and you didn't retool? Now, again, I'm not blaming, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus, but you'll find that staying relevant means staying engaged. That means upgrading your skills. That means adding value to yourself. And if you're adding value to yourself by way of new skills and upgrading your skills, hint, hint, with artificial intelligence, that's one way, then you stay relevant, you stay energized, you stay passionate, because learners are earners. Learners are earners. So when you're learning, you're earning. Now, it might not seem that way, and even if you are age discriminated, you can use what you've learned for your next opportunity. Now, that might be at another job, another location, another place and time, right? Who knows? But what matters is that if you've learned relevant skills, you will stay relevant because you can always start a side hustle. You can always start something along the lines of like freelancing. Again, S Corp, an LLC. You can start your own thing very fast, very easy. It's far easier to start a business these days than at any time in history. I believe in you. You know why? It's not just, oh, I believe or I have faith in your ability to learn and earn, right? Learn more, earn more. It's not just faith. It's not just belief. It's that I've seen it with my own eyes over and over. Our customers, the clients that come to us and extract the knowledge from us, or they just buy one of our products and they learn, they tend to be on the upside, the upswing, right? Even if they're in the pits, right? The pit of despair, they're in hell, right? So if that's the case, they still tend to get better because they're learning, and that means they're more relevant. They can earn more. They know it. They also, importantly, don't forget this. Do not forget this. When you learn, what also increases? When you're learning, what also increases? I ask again because people forget that when they're learning, they're gaining. And when they're gaining confidence. Learning equals confidence. Learning is earning. Learning equals confidence because you're getting ahead of other people. And those people behind you, future clients. Those people that need your help because they are also, like you were, in the pit of despair. They were in the depths of hell. And if you take one step out, you can help them get out. You're the one. You're the one that can do that, and only you. And that has to be part of what's in your heart, in your mind. And learning gives you the confidence, gives you the actual ability to do that for and with other people. It's a beautiful thing. Think about that. It's truly beautiful, very powerful. It's also why I say retirement is a lie. You stop working, right? Stopping your work is stopping life. Work and activity and passion, value creation, it is the very essence of life. Retirement is a lie, all right? At least as how most people these days define it. Again, this is John S. Rhodes of the Rhodes Brothers. This is Greater Wealth Through Mastery. Please subscribe to the Rhodes Brothers channel. Look around at the other high quality, high value videos here as well. Share this with a friend. Tell them about the Rhodes Brothers. Tell them as well about this channel. It really does matter. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment below. We read every single comment and try to respond to all of them when and how we best can. Thank you. This is John S. Rhodes signing off. See you in the next video. Take care.